everyone, and welcome back to Art with Mrs. S. Today we get to glaze our heart clay tiles that have now been bisque fired in the kiln. So they were in the kiln at least 8 hours. They got up to a little over 1,000 degrees, almost 2,000 degrees, and then they had to cool down very slowly, and now you'll notice they are completely dry. They are kind of white and they sound kind of like glass tinking, and they are very, very fragile now. But we are ready to add some color to them using glaze. And you'll hear me say paint this on, or use your paintbrush to put on your glaze, but it is different than paint. And there's some special rules because it's gonna go back in that kiln, get up to almost 2,000 degrees, and that glaze or this paint stuff that we're using will melt. It'll get waterproof, glossy, and really shiny. And it's gonna help if you have some cracks on your art, it's gonna help seal those up. So what you'll wanna do to get started, you're gonna lay this in your lunch tray so that it doesn't break or fall off your desk. And then it also helps keep clean, just like when we were making it. So you can use a lot of this color. So I picked, this is lilac. It's gonna be like a pinkish purple when it's done. And I'm going to kind of paint this on. If you want to do more than one color today, I'll give you the option to do 2, but you need to finish your first color before you move on to your second. If you want that second color, you're also going to want to leave a place to put it on your art. So I'm just filling in this part of my zigzag design with this lilac or purple. Notice I'm not filling in that little hole with this glaze, because once it goes in the kiln, it will melt and it would fill that up, and we don't want that to happen. So if these were all the areas I'd want this purple color, I have to paint it not once, not twice, but 3 times. So that was once. This is the second coat or the second layer of glaze. Taking your time, fill in all those holes or cracks or gaps or textures. I'm going to go over that other area that I did in that purple. Okay, that was my second time. I need to go do that one more time. So this is layer 3 or coat 3. After you paint those areas 3 times, you can move on to your second color. We're gonna have to wait for a neighbor to finish up. I'm gonna put my brush back in my cup, and I can give that to someone who wants purple. And I picked, this is mint green. It'll show up a little shinier and a little darker when it's done in the kiln the second time. And the rest of my clay has to be this color because we're only gonna switch twice today. Try not to mix these with other colors, just like we did with our watercolor. You don't want to mix these. Putting it on nice and thick. Don't fill that little hole that was made. We want to be able to hang these up. And you still have to paint all these green areas 3 times. Careful not to get that other color. So that would be just 1 coat or 1 color of green. Okay, I'm going to get this area too because it's all white. I don't want that to be white. I want it to be shiny and a bright color when I'm done. And I still have to paint that 2 times. So I always have these students say, I'm done, Mrs. Sprunger, I'm done so early. No, you need to go back over. No being sneaky. You need to do it 3 times, or what happens is it will not be shiny and it will look like you kind of scribble scrabble with glaze, and it won't be waterproof either. So take your time, paint it once, twice, 3 times, and then you'll be ready to be done. I have 1 last layer. My 3rd coat. It's nice and thick. It looks gloppy on there. The last thing you can do are the sides, but do not glaze the back. Don't do the side with your name on it. But if you want to do the side, very carefully pick it up. You still have to do it 3 times. And I'm just going to use this green because that's the color I have right now. I think it'll look really nice. You might get a little on your hands. That's okay. We'll clean up in just a little bit. And that was 1 time around the edges. And I get obstinate. I'm done. No, you need to go back over a second. This is coat 2. And then you have to go paint it 1 more time after that. 3 times. I'll be able to tell those cheaters. They're trying to rush through and pull one over on Mrs. Sprunger. Make sure you do it 3 times. So that was 2. I'll do it 1 more time. Careful not to get any on the back. If you get a little on accident, it's okay. I'll help get that taken care of, but don't glaze the back. When you're all done, set it back in your lunch tray, and I'll help you collect your glaze and your art in that lunch tray, and just put your brush back in that glaze today. Thanks for joining me. I can't wait to see all of your finished clay heart tiles. Have a great day.